Good sunny afternoon to you all. How you doing out there in YouTube land? Well, I haven't done any body work on the old van because, the weather hasn't been cooperative until very recently, and I've been busy with so many other things. But what I did today is something that I've been putting off for a while, and that is first of all, if you remember several years ago, I built something that catches the water. That there's a leak in the van that I never could find, and it still leaks, even though I made a kind of like a catching little catching thing out of a galvanized sheet metal. First of all, I want to show you that I had to cut the carpet out of the driver's side because it was just like a sponge. It's pretty disgusting, and the floor was all very, very rusty. Now, when I did the body work last, I did not have a rust problem because I had sanded it down, put the primer on and everything, but you'd never know I did that. It's all rusty, and what I put on it this time, I'll show you. This Krylon polyurethane primer, red oxide primer. It's all I had. It's an old can, and only about a quarter full, and I had to put a little paint thinner with it because it calls for a paint thinner. It's a petroleum-based product, and because I didn't have anything else to put there. I used to have what they call rusty metal primer, but I didn't have any. So I used this, and I just painted it about a half an hour ago, and I should have really done it before I put this masking tape, duct tape rather, because this is the wire that goes for the seatbelt indicator, when you're snapping the seatbelt in. Anyways, I had to cut back the carpet because this, where the flashlight is going here, this was all rusted, and it was a little rusty up in here. Now, if you look here, you see this metal thing right here where I'm moving the flashlight beam back and forth? I made that a few years ago. And if you look in there, so I can get you some light in there, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to try to give you some light. There's a little drain in the end. There's a hose right here, a Tygon hose that goes down into this hole, and it just goes under the van. So water comes down up underneath the back here. But even with this here, and this has got duct seal on it, that clay stuff, I don't know what they call it. It's like a putty. It never hardens. And I put that in there, but still there's water coming through and down here and everything, and I could never find out what it is. I even caulked down in here, but I don't think that's where it is. Duct seal, I think that stuff is called duct seal. Everything in here, I took the cowling off. I did this a couple years ago. I took the cowling off, I cleaned the leaves out so that all the water runs down inside. It runs inside the channel here and comes out this hole under here. I don't know if you can see that. I even caulked the windshield with silicone trim. Because when you try to take this trim off, you cannot get it back in. Once you pull this off, it's gone. It's destroyed. It cannot be put back in. It's not like the newer vehicles. They got like a rubber seal there. Not on these. I had, like I say, I had this cowling off. Matter of fact, you can even see brand new self-tapping screws that I put in here when I put it back in. So I had everything cleaned up in here perfectly. But I never can find where it's leaking from. So I made that catch tray that I just showed you. So once this is dry, I'm not putting carpet back here again. Now this whole area gets saturated. But naturally, when we're getting heavy rain, your feet and everything, you're going to get this area wet anyways. But I had to cut back as much as I could. This was okay here, but and I used duct tape to hold the wire down. And then I got this mat that I bought a few years ago that I cut around here and here so it would fit in, and that's the way we're going to do it, because we're never going to find out where the leak is. It doesn't leak in here. I don't even think it's from the windshield, because I got that all siliconed up. So this thing helps, but I'm still getting water on the floor. It's a big mystery. I had a couple guys look at it. They could not find it. And the thing is, you can take a garden hose and put it in the trough up there, and it will not leak in here. But yet, let it get a medium rain, and it'll leak. So this is the mat that I had bought a few years ago. And we used to have it, but it used to keep sliding. So I cut all around here, and it fits in like a glove perfectly. And then I duct taped the top and the bottom so it wouldn't slide. So that's what we have to do there. This is pretty disgusting. And all it did was just hold the water like a sponge, and it was just rotting out the floor. Now I could put new carpet in there. It wouldn't match, of course, but that's foolish, because all that'll be is just a sponge. We're going to have to live with the fact that it's leaking there. The other option would be to drill holes in the floor and let the water run down through, but you don't want to do that, because then you get exhaust fumes coming through. So there is no solution. I spent months trying to find that leak, and it just can't be done. Now, years ago we used to get leaking coming through here, but a guy that used to do store windows and everything took this trim off and put clear silicone all the way around, and that seemed to have stopped it. And so there used to be water coming down, especially on the passenger side, coming down here. And I got silicone all over here, all in here, to clear stuff down and through here, in here, and all the way up and on the top. Not recently, but first of all, you'll destroy the trim trying to get it out. It'll look like hell. I had taken a hose, and I've done this a couple years, 2-3 years ago, and it wasn't done on video. Literally hosed the whole front of the van down here and checked, no leak inside. I've taken the hose with this thing off and hosed this whole area out, and water came out, like I say, down in the channel, and it came out down under here. There's a hole under here made for that, and the same with this side. In other words, the water drained off and never leaked inside. But yet, when it rains fairly heavy or a downpour, it'll leak inside. So it's a mystery. You can hose this thing down, and it makes no difference. But if you get a rain, it'll leak inside. So I gotta let this dry. This is gonna take a while, because I just put that on a little while ago, and then we'll lay that thing back in. My wife's not using this van now anyways, because she's using the minivan, and as long as this dries and the smell goes away, she'll be okay with it. So that's not much of a video. Just wanted to show you what puttering around I've been doing. You got so many acorns, I just gave up trying to clean the yard. It's like marbles. I'm sliding all over the place. You can see them all over here. It's terrible. So, but we got some comfortable, nice weather. Perfect for projects.